Welcome to our channel, Economic Now. Today, we're taking a closer look at something we all depend on every single day: U.S. infrastructure, specifically our power grid and roads. These systems are essential for our economy, safety, and way of life. But how strong are they? Where are they falling short, and what's being done to improve them? Let's break it down. Power infrastructure. Let's start with power. The U.S. power grid is often referred to as the most complex machine in the world. It delivers electricity across nearly 160,000 miles of high-voltage power lines and over 5.5 million miles of local distribution lines. But here's the problem. Much of it was built decades ago. In fact, parts of our grid date back to the 1950s and 60s. So what's the issue? Outages, reliability, capacity. The grid is aging, under increasing stress, and not built for modern demands. We're using more electricity than ever. Think electric vehicles, data centers, and air conditioning. But the system hasn't kept pace. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, power outages have increased 67% since 2000. In some cases, they're caused by storms or wildfires. In others, it's simply that the equipment is old or overloaded. Texas in 2021 is a powerful example. Millions lost power during a deep freeze, exposing vulnerabilities in both the power supply and grid reliability. And with climate change, weather extremes are expected to worsen. That means our power grid needs to be more resilient and flexible. The good news? There's progress. The 2021 Bipartisan Infrastructure Law allocated $65 billion to enhance the electric grid. The focus is on upgrading transmission lines, preventing outages, and expanding access to clean energy. Grid modernization is finally getting national attention, but it's a long road ahead. Road infrastructure. Now let's talk about roads. The U.S. has over 4 million miles of public roads, ranging from massive interstates to rural backroads. These roads are the backbone of our economy, facilitating the movement of people, goods, and services across the country. However, the system is showing its age again. The American Society of Civil Engineers, or ASC, gives U.S. roads a D grade. Why? Because 43% of our public roadways are in poor or mediocre condition. That means potholes, cracks, and outdated design. If you've hit a pothole lately, you're not alone. Bad roads cost drivers an estimated $130 billion a year in vehicle repairs and wasted fuel. And it's not just about wear and tear. Congestion is a significant issue as well. In 2023, Americans lost an average of 51 hours a year sitting in traffic. That's time lost from work, family, and life. Why are our roads in this shape? Underinvestment. For years, local and state governments struggled to fund repairs and upgrades. Gas taxes, which help fund roads, haven't kept up with inflation. And in many areas, road maintenance was delayed or skipped altogether. What's being done? Again, the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law plays a key role. It allocates $110 billion for roads, bridges, and major projects. That includes fixing highways, redesigning dangerous intersections, and improving rural access. We're also seeing an increased focus on complete streets, roads that are safer for not just cars, but also pedestrians, cyclists, and public transit users. Cities like New York, Austin, and Portland are rethinking how roads serve everyone, not just drivers. Looking ahead, challenges and opportunities. Both power and road infrastructure are at a crossroads, literally and figuratively. On one hand, we're facing decades of neglect and rapidly changing demands. On the other hand, we have historic levels of funding, political momentum, and new technologies. But money alone isn't enough. We need better planning, faster permitting, workforce development, and coordination between federal, state, and local governments. We also need to build not just for today, but for resilience as well. That means roads that can handle floods and power lines that can survive heat waves and hurricanes. Technology can help too. Smart grids, electric vehicles, renewable energy sources, and AI-powered traffic systems are transforming how we manage infrastructure. But that only works if we invest wisely and equitably. Conclusion. So, where do we stand? The U.S. infrastructure for power and roads is still functioning, albeit with growing pains. We're making progress, but there's a long way to go. We rely on these systems every day, and how we maintain and modernize them will define our economy, our safety, and our future. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.